Okay, I am back again. I tell you what, I've had several things to talk about today. I was in church and I started realizing how thankful I am for what the Lord has brought me out of. He's brought me out of so much. If He hadn't rescued me, I don't think I'd be here, actually. If I was here, still living in the state of mind I was in and in that life, I would be a huge mess. So my life isn't where I want it to be. Not at all. But it's not where it was. To get where I want my life to be, God has had to get rid of a lot of stuff out of me. He's had to heal me and bring me through and prepare me so that when I get to those big dreams He put inside of me, I can handle it. If He put me there too soon, I wouldn't be able to handle it. I'd probably fall flat on my face. So sometimes when God doesn't get you where you want to go right away, we need to learn to be thankful. I've been a pretty impatient person, so I had to learn the hard way to be thankful for where I am right now. Be thankful, even though what I've prayed for, longed for, asked for, believed for has not happened yet. Be thankful, because it's going to happen. If it is His plan and His dream, it'll happen. It will come to pass in His timing, and it requires my healing. It requires my preparation, and that is something that God does at my pace. So if it's not happening quickly, is it because I am delaying it? That's a little morsel of food for thought. Of course, like I said, the other thing is timing. He wants to do things in the right time, for the right reason, and in the right season. So I look at where I've been and I think, how did I get out of that? I got out of it by crying out to Him. I've prayed for so many people to be free, and the thing is, some of them don't cry out to the Lord. They like where they're at, and it's miserable. It's familiar, and in a strange way comfortable. Comfortable in the sense of being familiar. It's not where they might want to be for the rest of their life, but they don't want to change. They don't want to do the work involved in change. And that's one of the issues with when you want to see people free. They have to want it. I cried out to the Lord. I kept crying out to the Lord. There were things that I had a hard time changing, but I still cried out. And I repented and repented and repented until I was so sick of making the same mistakes over and over again. And finally one day I would get free of one, and then I'd get free of another and free of another. But I look back at my life now and where I was versus where I am now. So even though I'm not where I want to be, I am not where I once was. I don't even know that person anymore. That person, honestly, is a stranger to me. The person I used to be, I'm nothing like that. And I stay on guard every day because little tiny things can creep in and cause you to compromise. God will teach you a standard, and then you have situations that say, hey, no, you can laugh at this or laugh at that you wouldn't feel comfortable laughing at. Whether it be making fun of somebody, or I'm just talking about minor things, or unsavory jokes. I've taken a step in walking a life of purity. Haven't always done that, but I decided at one point with God that I was going to walk a life of purity. So I can't even have those kinds of conversations about the opposite sex. That's just not okay for me. So when I get around people that are saying, hey, Jenna, we want you to hang around, but we want to talk this other junk, it's a compromise if I sit there and think that's funny or